The most intriguing matchup to me is the one that we are going to see between Texas and the Bay Area.
Oh, baby.
That is the Houston Rockets against the Golden State Warriors. And it's not often, Rachel, that you get a 2-7 matchup with this type of intrigue, but that's what you get when you've got Golden State sitting there as the number 7 seed.
Let's be honest. I mean, the reason that last Sunday of the season was so fascinating was because any one of these teams could have ended up fourth, and any one of these teams could have ended up in the play-in, and the fact where they are in the bracket in some ways is going to determine their fate because of these matchups, but could have been easily in a different bracket with a different side of the bracket with a different team opponent. And the fact that it's Warriors-Rockets, I don't see that as a 2-7 matchup. I see that as a very evenly contested matchup.
99 days out of 100, I'm watching Rory McIlroy win the Masters. That last regular season day, I was watching the Warriors and I'm blanking now. Warriors and the Clippers going at it in the Bay. Like that was a great game to watch. This, to me, this Rockets-Warriors matchup, this is going to be the most physical series of the start of the postseason. Right away, first round, we're going to find out what the Rockets are made of. Like, we're going to know if they're ready to play at this kind of level. Because on paper, the Rockets are a better team. They just are. They defend, they rebound, they absolutely punish you on the offensive glass. They've got Amen Thompson at 22, 23 years old, to chase around Steph Curry, Dylan Brooks for Jimmy Butler, vice versa, maybe sometimes with those guys. They have all the tools to beat Golden State, but Golden State is Golden State, and they've got a bunch of guys that outperform what they do in the regular season. They've got 3 stars that play way better in the postseason than they do in the regular season. And they are 23-5, Golden State, in games that Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green played. They have the second best record in the league after the trade deadline. They've outscored opponents by 9.5 points per 100 non-garbage time possessions. I love that, non-garbage time possessions. You're betting against that. You're betting against champions, 4-time champions in the case of Draymond and Steph, 2-time finals player in Jimmy Butler, who is playoff Jimmy. He was play-in Jimmy earlier this week. Now he's playoff Jimmy for this team. It's like everything on paper tells me I should pick the Houston Rockets because I think they are better. But it's Golden State. It's Steph. You're really going to bet that Steph can't find a way to beat Amen Thompson?
Right.
Like, you're really going to bet that Draymond won't figure out a way to outplay Dylan Brooks? We did a couple of years ago when in Memphis. Like, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is another one that I think is a pick 'em. I think within 2 games, we'll know, though. Because one of the really big questions is, can the physicality of Houston, which I think is one of their main assets. I mean, Amen Thompson is so quick. On top of everything else, it's like watching John Wall back in the day. They play so rough and tough. The Warriors are an older team. You've got guys on that team who are big stars they're defending, they're counting on, who have had some injuries. And I think that we will see whether the old Jerry Sloan, you can't call them all. Kevin Harlan brought that up this weekend. I love it. They can't. So are they just going to foul the crap out of them and only get called for some of it? And, that's what Steph Curry was complaining about, by the way. The
last time was great on Steph in that game.
These
1
teams
for 10,
met.
I think he was.
Yep.
Brilliant.
3 points total.
That was
Steph
Amen
Curry.
Thompson's case to be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
game. Just send a package of that game. This Thompson-Brooks big series for them. This, to me, is the biggest series in Jaylen Green's career.
Oh, by far.
Jaylen Green is the X factor in all this. I was at the game that the Rockets played against the Lakers, the close one, not the one that got blown out at the end of the season. And in a close game, Jaylen Green was nowhere to be found. Jaylen Green was on the bench because he wasn't producing in the final 5-6 minutes of the game. Jaylen Green is one of a couple of guys on that team that you would say can create their own shot. I think Alperen Sengun is on that list as well. But Jaylen Green's the guard. Like, Jaylen Green has to be able to score in half-court offense. And I'll go as far as say, if Jaylen Green can't do that in this series and they wind up losing, Jaylen Green won't be here next year. Jaylen Green will be gone. He'll be part of a trade package to go get a Kevin Durant or Devin Booker or somebody of that ilk to bring back to Houston. Jaylen Green has to perform. This is Jaylen Green's moment in this particular series.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that you're going to see a shakeup there. I mean, that's partly what's interesting about the way this bracket has panned out, and what I alluded to with this Sunday, where it's like throwing puzzle pieces out of a box, like anyone could have ended up anywhere, is that you are going to have teams who the Rockets, for example, finished number 2 in the West in an incredibly difficult conference, who may end up ripping up their team after losing in the first round. And we're going to see that in a couple spots. And I think it's just kind of fascinating. I just think, again, I think Golden State is the more wily team, obviously.
Wily,
the experience that they have, the guys that can just explode. I absolutely was so impressed with Thompson that he was on my Defensive Player of the Year ballot, not as number 1, but what he did to Steph certainly was a great closing argument for that. I just think Steph Curry, I've watched him over and over again, shake loose, get free. What he does without the ball is so exceptional. He will figure you out over a 7-game series. So I would pick the Warriors in this one, except if 2 games in, we see the physical play just being so high and the fouls, accounting for some of it, but they can't call them all, can't account for all of them. And you have a younger team, a faster team, a bigger and more physical team. Can that trump the fact that in the end, the Warriors have more talent? They just do.
All right. So what's your pick?
Well, you have to go first on this one.
Rockets in 6. Can't believe I'm doing it. I'm going Rockets in 6.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, Ime's a great coach. Like, I think they're going to beat the crap out of the Warriors. I think Amen is going to frustrate Steph. I have some concerns about offensive creators outside of Steph. Like, I've got no confidence in Buddy Hield going into this series. Brandon Podziemski's hit or miss. Like, Draymond, you don't want him jacking too many threes, even though he's had some good moments.
He had a pretty great one the other day.
He did. He has some great ones, but I'm buying into the Rockets. I'm going in. I'm going in on the Rockets. Rockets in 6 for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
in 7 games.
Come on, you got to pick one. You got to make a prediction.
I'm for all the reasons I'm going Warriors. Maybe that's a nostalgia pick, but I do think, as I said, if the Rockets can physically, if that can be the stamp they put on the series, that it will actually go quicker than that.
I know I'm going to eat this like mid-series. They're going to be up 2-1 going back to Golden in Galen State's game 4.
Got to go with the veterans.
Rockets in 6.